This is a toy spot on the DC Universe Justice League Unlimited, the 6-pack called The League United. This 6-pack features Mr. Terrific, an updated Supergirl, Elongated Man, Obsidian, Superman, and Hourman. I was going to say Owlman. Hourman. Also to note, first time in Justice League Unlimited style, Mr. Terrific and Hourman. By the way, the package, I'm not really going to say too much, it is what it is. It's the yellow and red and meh. Moving along, on the back of the package, there's read-ups on all 6 characters. The read-up on Mr. Terrific says the world's 3rd smartest man is also one of the JLU's lead strategists. After Jean Jones, the Martian Manhunter, takes a leave of absence, Mr. Terrific fills in, helping to coordinate team efforts, dividing members into effective strike teams prepared for any situation. Obsidian, the son of Green Lantern Alan Scott, Obsidian possesses the power to morph in and out of shadows. His powers are put to the test during many battles, including Darkseid's ill-fated invasion of Earth. Superman, Kal-El of the planet Krypton, came to Earth as an infant. The lone survivor of his doomed planet, enhanced by the rays of Earth's yellow sun, Kal became practically invulnerable, gaining the ability to fly, blast heat rays from his eyes, and blow super freezing breath. He uses these powers as Earth's foremost hero, known as Superman, the Man of Steel. And maybe in following suit, we've got Supergirl. After years of living in her cousin's shadow, Supergirl is trained vigorously with senior members of the JLU, becoming a hero in her own right. She helped lead a JLU strike team to a hidden city of Skartaris to free the people from Deimos. Elongated Man says, by drinking a concentrated form of Gingold juice, Ralph Dibny gained the ability to contort and stretch his body to any form. Taking the name Elongated Man, his ability to stretch at just the right moment helped the JLU stop the rampaging wizard Mordru in his tracks, which I believe also was the same episode. The Greatest Story Never Told, I believe, was also the episode with the Booster Gold. That was actually a good episode. And finally, Hourman. Enhanced by a pill called Miraclo, Rick Tyler gains enhanced agility, speed, strength, and invulnerability, 1 hour at a time. He joined several JLU strike teams on vital missions, including defending the Earth from Darkseid and his parademon troopers. Oh, also, small parts may be generated. There you go. But that's packaging. What we're going to do, as we always do here, we're going to get this opened up, and we will have a look at the six heroes that make up the League United box set. Much more on the way, guys. Stay tuned. And in typical review spot fashion, none of these figures want to stand. So I've just laid them down, and we'll just go through each one of these figures one at a time. We'll start first with good old reliable, good old pack filler, Superman. What's there to be said about Superman that hasn't already been said 12, 40, 100 times? It is the exact same Superman body, of course now omitting the extra articulated elbows and knees. I'm kind of relieved actually that they just dropped that, because I've noticed that with all my figures that have the extra pieces of articulation, the figures are extremely loose. Plus as well, the other figures don't have it, so to have some figures with it, some figures not with it, just makes no sense. I'm sure if you collect these, you probably aren't buying this set for this guy because you probably already have a million I'm exaggerating, but pretty close. You've got probably about 1 million Superman. The quality control on this one isn't so bad. I've certainly seen worse. Superman. What are you going to really say, right? Superman. I'm not even going to give him a rating. Well, I guess if I want to be consistent with the others, I'll give him a rating. He's not a bad figure. I've never really been a great fan of the face. It always seems really sunken in. I know that's what he looks like in the cartoon. Maybe the biggest weakness is that they never quite give him the proper skin tone. They always make him really, really pale. And at least in the cartoon, he's got a little more going for him than this really pale skin. So about that's the only thing I would say could be fixed upon this figure. Superman here, I'm just going to give, I guess, a 5 to. He's not terrible, but it's hard finding a really good Superman figure from the countless dozens that we get with these different packs. So we'll put him down. Let's have a look at Mr. Fantastic. He does look fantastic. Got a little bit of paint on there as well. It's a decent figure. You don't necessarily have to pick up this set to get a Mr. Fantastic. Did I say Mr. Fantastic? Yeah. I want to say Mr. Terrific. Got to stop saying Mr. Fantastic because I know someone's going to call me on it. Mr. Terrific. Where am I going, huh? It's not, you don't necessarily have to pick up this set to get Mr. Terrific. In fact, Mr. Terrific was actually released recently in a single carded version as well that actually have the spheres that you can actually plug into his back, and which is normally how you would see Mr. Terrific. You wouldn't normally see him without the extra orbs. But despite the fact that this one doesn't have it, it's still a decent figure, and I like that he's got the jacket and everything else. It kind of just gives extra. It's not just a Justice League body, right? By the way, the articulation on all of these is standard swivel in the head, standard swivel in the shoulders, and of course the swiveled leg. Standard. I prefer the Mr. Terrific with the orbs, but even without it, this is actually a really nice figure. And Mr. Terrific is going to get a 7.5. Nice coloring, very clean. He's terrific. Let's put him down. Let's have a look at Supergirl. The second released Supergirl, and coincidentally enough, does not utilize any of the body pieces that the original Supergirl had. Because if you watch the review of the Supergirl, you'll know that she was very short and just not a great figure. This figure isn't bad. The face seems a little off. She kind of looks like a pixie, a sprite. I don't know. Definitely doesn't look as good as she did in the cartoon. Got her hair going on there. Classic Superman style outfit. The shield, which actually looks like a sticker. I didn't mean to touch her boob, but it actually looks like a sticker, but I guess it isn't. She does come with a figure stand, which most females tend to. You put her on the figure stand, and at least of the 6 here, you can actually have Supergirl standing. Being that she's got the female sculpt, she has that same problem as most females have. Not females in general, but the female figures, in the fact that the foot and the leg tends to be in a really stretched fashion. You're going to have to probably heat the leg and just mold it slightly back just to get it right again, because it tends to just jet out the side. But Supergirl, despite the fact that the face is a little off to me, it's decent enough, and I'm going to give her a 7. And we'll leave her up. We'll keep the other guys down. Let's bring in Elongated Man. First time, actually, that Elongated Man was in his red and black attire. Most Elongated Men released in the Justice League figure line have all been in the blue attire, kind of bluish kind of attire. I like the red more. I think it works a little bit better on him. I do like the face sculpt, which I think is really neat. Definitely nice. The coloring on him is very vibrant. Yeah, nice shiny black. We've got the red going on there, some yellow. I like it quite a bit. There's not really much to be said for the character, or the figure at least, but the figure is done very well. I'm going to give Elongated Man a 6. Moving along, we got ourselves Obsidian, which is an interesting looking figure. It's much broader than I would really be expecting, and I think it uses the same sculpt. In fact, it does use the same sculpt as Superman. I don't know if I would have given him as broad of a build. Probably could have given him somewhat of a skinnier build, but I like the cape. The cape is very nice, that kind of gray. The coloring is neat. Granted, a lot of again, we go back to the idea that most bodies on Justice League figures are just a standard sculpt, and then 9 times out of 10 they usually just paint on the features instead of giving them an outright, well, like Mr. Terrific here, giving him an outright extra piece over top of his regular body. There's not really a lot to be said, but the face is decent. I think it looks very cool. Yeah, I mean, really not a lot to be said for Obsidian, but I think he's still a decent figure. I'm going to give him a 5. And finally, let's have a look at Hourman. I really got to stop every time I say his name because I really want to say Owlman. It is Hourman. He's got a little hourglass there on his body. Or a Black Widow. I guess either way. The one thing I don't like about this figure is the choice of head that they actually gave him. I mean, again, they reuse body molds and head sculpts to death with the Justice League figures, but they've actually decided to give him the head of Adam. If that looks familiar to you, I'll see if I can... I don't know if I want to try to take it off. It looks like it's pegged into his back, so I can't even take it off anyways. But it is actually the head of Adam. I don't know if it suits him, though. I almost would have given him... Even though he's got a bit of a smirk to him, I would have given him the head of Flash just because he's got a skinnier face. I don't know if it works as well with Hourman having the Atom head. Paint's alright. Nothing really said about the paint. I suppose as it stands, if you ever wanted a Spectre, it probably would make for an easy custom using Hourman here. So, for what it is, he's not bad. He's not definitely the favorite of the set. I really like the Elastic Man, Elongated Man. There I go again. And I mean, actually, really, these 3 figures here are the real pickups, the reasons to get this set. Hourman is just all right. I'm gonna give him a 6. So there you have it, guys. There's the 6 characters that make up the Justice League 6-pack. And for the life of me, again, I'm really missing my ball today. I've dropped the ball totally. League United. League United. I think I need some sleep. But we were looking today at League United, and a great set. I mean, if you like Justice League, it's a good set because you can get yourself an updated Supergirl, and if you don't have already him in the single pack, you can get yourself Mr. Terrific. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for more toy spots on the way, and I will see you guys next time. Later.